Hello.
Hello. We are
Oh, hello.
on on stream now, so
Fantastic.
give us your spiel there, Jay.
Oh yeah, the spiel. Hello. Welcome all to the Irish Interfirms Gaming League exhibition/friendly series. This evening we have EA versus Dice. Not for the first time. This is a rematch. This is a retribution match for Dice. We've been told that they're bringing the A game tonight, the A team, should I say? But we'll see. EA is still the favourite in my eyes, Andy.
Yeah. I don't know what substitutions have been made for Dice, but the showing from last time was not the best. You had a few people walking off the map and some very basic stuff that needed to be worked on. So
Mind games, though, you know.
yeah, they're just hustling them, going for the prize money today of nothing.
I see EA slowly and surely pulling the same shenanigans with the player icons there. Very good. Very colourful, yeah.
ass.
Real mature, guys.
That's brilliant. I never even realised you could actually spell things out with those. I think you're very limited, though. I think it has to be A and S with a lot of
people will find a way, won't they? Like, no matter what, people will find a way. No, we're not going to play Blizzard World, I don't think. We will do the traditional coin flip.
You've got the IIGL coin. It was sent on to you, right, from the archives.
Yeah.
You're wearing your IIGL gloves, your white gloves as well, right? Of course.
The elders posted it to me.
Of course.
Registered, of course, and signed for it this morning. I just need to find it. I might, you know what? I have. Is this thing the same on each side? Yes. You know, for the Christmas, I might just flip a chocolate coin. Is that
fair enough.
Just need to tarnish one side of it because it's
just lick one side of it, so it's like, you know, the lick side versus the not.
Nobody else can eat it.
Yeah.
This is my kind. Okay.
on the DICE side, the red team. Not getting much value out of it though. You want to be getting some kills if you're using 2 support ults. Grab does come out from McDiddly Doodog, and Axe is trying to barrage to follow up on it, but again, there's just so much health and healing from the side of DICE that it seems like EA have no answer for it. You do have Attic going over to the Reaper as possibly a counter pick, but Reaper against 3 tanks in the current meta just really doesn't work out too well. And Brass Eye, on the Moira trying to touch, but unfortunately gets whacked away by the Brigitte. So really strong showing up from DICE here. Like, I'm liking what they're doing. They're playing it super tight, super coordinated, whereas EA seem to be running more off their DPS, and their DPS just aren't getting the kills that they need.
I do believe I have a bottle of cheap champagne someplace. If EA get dethroned tonight,
oh yeah, it's being popped. The chocolate coins are going everywhere.
I feel it'll be compulsory to open up that black-eyed fish. Any jobs going at EA, but it depends. What can you do? I mean, any jobs going is not a great CV. Can you make sandwiches?
I mean, how good are you at Overwatch after this? You know, they might need a replacement for their Overwatch team.
This is it.
So,
are you
it's the same comp then for the side of DICE, but you can see EA have actually swapped over to just a full Goats comp here, with the Moira Brigitte. So it's going to be a clashing of the heads here, seeing which team is going to be stronger. You have DICE still with the Roadhog though, and looks like, I'm not actually sure where their Roadhog is. Yeah, it seems like their Roadhog went off on a flank there, he's just walked back in. Does get the hook onto Aperture Podge on the D.Va, and actually that's something interesting to note there, is McDiddly Doodog and Aperture Podge have swapped roles, and McDiddly Doodog is the Reinhardt now. So
everybody's busy fighting.
That's fine though, I think like even if they get the cap, although, yeah, it seems like the side of DICE somehow lost that fight despite having an advantage in numbers in the fight, but as you can see, they are slowly just winning this overall battle. So they might give up some percentage of the point, but you can see they have a faster regroup, and they should be able to retake the point quicker than EA will be able to. Like Diddly Doodog trying to charge in there, but just get counter-charged by the Reinhardt. Maybe a bit of overkill there for Revelator to use the Roadhog ults. I'm not sure that was worth it just for that single Reinhardt. And now it's up to EA just to back off here and regroup as a team. You really don't want to get DMAC'd here. Aperture Podge playing a very risky game, staying there, and looks like he will be getting DMAC'd. Will they stagger him? And looks like, yes, DICE are going to be staggering the baby D.Va.
Told Jay the other day I was leaving the Ericsson team because he wouldn't come to the club. So I need a new team. You won't find me in Karma, lads, I can tell you that. You won't find me dead inside in piano bar. So home to bed.
Anyhow. So,
sorry, continue on there. Andy.
Yeah. Ults being used here from both teams. Graviton Surge actually coming out from Attic, so it's a huge grab, but it does get countered by the trance from Quatter, the DICE, Zenyatta, and oh, again, somebody else coming out here. The Earthshatter and Graviton Surge does come out from the DICE, or so the EA tanks, but despite that, it's just so back and forth right here. Ults are being used left, right, and center. It seems like it's going in the favour of EA at the moment as the DICE tanks are slowly disappearing off point. Looks like that will be a recap for the EA team. Axe there on point, standing valiantly victorious in that single fight there.
It's nice to see what is now clearly the underdog getting that point. You know, even if it's only going to be for 30 seconds or so.
Yeah, it seems like the DICE squad are just way more coordinated in how they're taking these fights. They're not committing a bunch of ults at once, whereas EA will use every single ult at the same time, and they might win that fight there, but they're going to lose the next fight because of it. So you do have B coming out from DICE here. That's going to give them a lot of pushing power against EA. And ooh, Earthshadow coming out there from Hoax, the DICE Reinhardt. Ooh, countercharge. McDiddly Dog actually getting the kill onto Luminaric, the DICE Brigitte. See if they can make any value of that, but I think there's enough kills on the side of DICE for them to take this point here. And ooh, Brasslight just managing to get away from that hook there. See if he'll be able to get away, but no, looks like Brasslight will be falling as the Moira for EA. So yeah, as you said, like a really strong showing from DICE here. Like, I'm really enjoying how they've changed up their playstyle, everything from last time they were showing on the Interference Gaming League. Oh, a really aggressive charge there from Hoax, actually bringing McDiddly Doodog back into his own team. Graviton Surge coming out, but EA for some reason not taking any value of that Graviton Surge and actually going onto the point. You do have a Diva Bomb, but it's going to be shielded there by Hoax, the enemy Reinhardt. And ooh, nice beat there just to keep up the mech of Aperture Podge. Seems like there's enough people on point though for the side of... Oh, Earthshadow coming out from McDiddly Dog. That's going to get loads of people down. That's potentially their fight-winning ult there. They just need to get value out of it. Oh, Charge can come out. Beacon can come out for Dice. Seems like it's going to go into the favour of Dice again, despite all the good ults used by EA. They just didn't use them in a way that they got value out of them. Attic earlier using the Graviton Surge while they had a Diva Bomb and not actually comboing it. It's going to be Dice taking map 1 with a pretty good turnaround compared to last month.
And
so,
when you've
well
got
played.
like Brigitte, you've Lucio, and you've Zen, so I guess it's kind of just whose turn is it to ult? You know, like you just keep everybody alive.
I was a bit disappointed by the way that EA were using their ults. You saw at the end there they had used the Graviton Surge and then essentially just walked away from it. Like they didn't actually, they seemed to use it as more of a zoning ult than an actual damage ult, which is really just a waste of such a powerful ultimate. And look at that, SK, however you say that person's name on Dice, the Zarya with 55% average energy. That means he's completely just melting people 24/7 on the Zarya. She's essentially a DPS at that point. So nicely played to the EA or the Dice tanks, and we want to see EA maybe swapping up their strategy and seeing what they can do to counter this heavy goats comp or the triple support, triple tank that Dice are running. So that'll be map score going over to Dice for that one. So it is 1-0 to Dice at the moment.
So, Andy, what kind of music do elves listen to?
I don't know, Jay. What type of music do elves listen to?
Rap.
Rap, because they rap things. Yep.
Because they rap.
Yep.
It's the season. We're going to be doing this all night. Get used to
it. No. He's opened up the Christmas crackers. It's never going to end.
I'm up to my neck in opened Christmas crackers.
It's not even like the 25th, man. Why are you opening Christmas crackers already? Oh yeah, so it's the EA pick as well, isn't it? On map choice, I believe.
Loser picks, yeah. So we're going to go into... I think we go to Assault. Hanamura. There we go, Hanamura.
Maybe we could be seeing some set strategies here from EA. See if they have.
We gotta go with Winter one, right?
Oh, of course. Like you can't not pick the Winter one. It's so beautiful. Like honestly, all the Winter maps are beautifully done. They have such a cozy feel to them. You know, you're beaming down a Reinhardt, 100 energy on King's Row, and you're just looking around, thinking, "Isn't Christmas just wonderful?"
And that's not. I mean, that's you saying that's not just like a script that you're reading.
No.
Initiating match.
So,
more goats.
Well, you can see that for the defending side, they might be running a Symmetra here. Looks like Axe picking the Symmetra for the start. Let's see if they're going to be keeping with that when they actually go out on their defense here. If they're going to be running a defensive Symmetra, I'm pretty interested how they're going to be playing it, because they don't really have heroes that benefit too much from the teleporter here. Of course, there is a lot of like play within playing a Reinhardt and a Symmetra together if you have that synergy, but I don't know that Axe and McDiddly Dog have built up that synergy to actually play them together. Usually if you want to run a Symmetra in defense, you want to run something like a Bastion where you can teleport him up to the high ground. But you don't see that coming out of EA at the moment. Looks like they're just going to be going with a bit of door spam here, maybe hoping to get a kill with the Fire Strike Symmetra turrets here. Let's see if Dice have spotted it out and are going to walk out or not. It's like they know it's there. Oh, but the Zarya going down pretty low there, almost half health, and has fed 36% ult charge to Axe on the Symmetra. So it's like the side of EA are going for just a chokehold at the moment with the Junkrat and Symmetra, hoping that they can delay the Goats comp enough to get the damage in to build those Rip Tires up. But no respect given there. Hoax just completely charging straight in, and unfortunately he does get punished for it, so maybe a rethinking of the comp there might be a good choice for the DICE side, or at least how they're going to be playing it. They need to play it way more aggressive to beat that Symmetra junk spam. If you stand on that choke against that, you're just going to take a ton of damage, and will just feed the ult. As you can see, Axe already had his ultimate, and look at that, Hoax actually swapping over to Fire Mercy, a really smart choice there, because there is basically no counter to that on the side of EA. Now, you do have Ashik there trying to take the fair 1v1, it seems, as Junkrat, but looks like he's going to get blasted down by the fair on the DICE side.
Hoax still has to be careful coming through, because you can see the Symmetra turrets have been put up nice and high now, so...
Oh, for sure, for sure.
You just have to figure out where they are, and then you're away.
Like, there's definitely a fair bit of counterplay with the Symmetra to a fair on this map in particular. Ooh, Ashik is getting picked off there. That's the moment where DICE should be pushing in, but it looks like they haven't actually capitalized off of that. Ooh, Winston going to jump into the choke, but again, they are taking this fight just standing there in the choke where this Junkrat can spam freely, and Shatter did come in there from McDiddly Doodog. Grab as well. Oh, I don't like the amount of ults they've used in this fight. I think they had a one fight with that Shatter and the Graviton Surge and Symmetra Wall. As pretty as it is here on the Winter Hanamura, wasn't really necessary.
They like those style points.
They do, they do. They like all smash and Q at the same time. I think the EA shot calling is ult, 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 and they all just do it at the same time. Whereas I think DICE might be taking it a bit slower here. You do have Hoax still playing on that fair, almost at his ultimate, and you do have the DICE Zarya. The DICE Zarya, whatever the hell you say his name. He's got his Graviton Surge shortly, so you could be seeing a Grav, Fire Mercy, or Fire Barrage combo coming in. But there's only 1 minute and 20 seconds left for DICE. Like, EA has burnt a lot of time here. Asa coming in with the Junkrat Tire. Let's see if that connects with anyone. But actually going to connect only to Bubbles there. As the DICE Zarya throwing the grab in, gets both tanks. Barrage can come in. Will the trance connect? Looks like the trance did connect in time. The tanks got very low there, but looks like Brasslight came in. Just
I know one man who's sitting at home now, just with his face in his hands at the performance of that Riptire.
Yep.
He's just shaking his head in absolute disgust.
I could have done better, he says. I think I know who you're talking about. Ult-wise though, you could have a Shatter come in and do a lot of damage as well. They could push in with the Zenyatta ult, but there is the Graviton Surge on the side of EA. It really depends on when they take this fight for DICE. They need to take a fight right now so they can have a chance at another fight if this one fails. But as you can see there, Reinhardt just standing in the choke there, taking a bunch of spam. That's not going to work, and his shield's already down. Shatter does come in, doesn't actually connect anything. Wall, Grav coming in, everything is coming in at the same time. And you actually have the Mercy, the side of EA, taking a 1v1 battle with the Fair Mercy, or with the Pharah, and actually does get the kill. Nairo did a great job there on the Mercy, doing some anti-B duty there, just killing the Buzzing Bee that is the Pharah on the DICE side of things, and looks like that's going to be a really strong hold there from EA. It seems like DICE had no idea how to deal with the Symmetra Junkrat spam. They really needed just to get going a bit more aggressive there from the get-go. I think all the time spent standing in choke meant that EA could just always build up ults throughout every single fight. And you can see even the Mercy ult was used aggressively for the EA side of things. They're using it to take out the Pharah instead of using it just for healing, which I do like very much. Absolutely,
yeah. Don't underestimate that spot gun.
Oh, absolutely not. There's an insane amount of damage up close, and when you can have your flying wings set up, you can pretty much get anywhere on the map very quickly. So looks like the EA side can be going over just to the normal Ghost comp. This is where I think it might be a mistake. I think maybe stick with the Symmetra and just TP onto point. Just teleport directly past the DICE side of things. Yeah. My issue is they didn't do well against the Goats triple support, triple tank comp from DICE on Nepal, and it looks like that's what DICE is running again. So you could have even a draw possibly happen here for EA versus DICE in the second map. Really depends on how EA use their ults and if they use them properly. It is different Koth versus attack/defense because the spawn rooms are much differently spaced out. Like on Koth, it's equal spawn distance, whereas the defenders here on 2CP Hanamura, they have a much longer spawn time. So if you do kill a Reinhardt, you can wait a little bit and push off of that. So it's going to be EA hopefully barreling in right here really aggressively. You'd hope they don't just sit a choke here. Looks like they are calling for a very aggressive push here, and they're actually going straight to point. You have the Reinhardt getting pulled off there. He's going to be charging straight into point, getting the Zarya, but still kills coming in from the side of DICE, though. EA has not succeeded in this. It seems like they were so focused on getting to point, they forgot they actually needed to kill people while doing so. And it's going to be DICE holding successfully for that first fight. Like, I like the coordinated aggressive push there from Axe swapping over to Symmetra. This is what I want to see. This is the TP play. I'm going to actually be spectating him in first person mode here. See how he goes about it. I'm going to be seeing him setting up with the teleporter, going into the window here with the Ana and Junkrat. Looks like his whole team going to be going straight through this. Nice play there from EA. You do see McDiddly Dog did fall down there, but nonetheless most of his team is set up. And we do have...
So they need some better communication at this point now to focus on targets. I think that's...
Absolutely. The thing is, they have a bit of a surround, and actually Earthshadow can come out from McDiddly Doodog. He's going to charge Zarya off the map, and it's kills coming in from the side of EA, and that's basically it. It's just the Lucio from EA, from DICE coming out. That's pretty much it. Like, as soon as they swapped up their comp and went for something unusual, it seems like they succeeded, so maybe in the next round we're going to see them picking more unusual comps to counter the DICE Goats triple support, triple tank comp. And that'll be the EA win, taking it up to 1-1. Oh, Soapwood with the play of the game. I'm sure he'll be very humble about this. As a
so, of course, our very own at IIGL here, that's our Tommy.
Yep.
Taught him everything he knows, look at that. So Andy, what do you think is the best Christmas present?
Best Christmas present? Surely it's one of those robots that wheels around and, like, you know, has a tray on it and never works, but you think it's great as a kid, though. Did you ever get one of those? Did robots exist back in 19
Diggity?
Yeah.
Diggity, yeah. No, they were fairly primitive, but no, I was gonna say like a broken drum.
Ah.
You can't beat it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Fuck's sake. Matt, you're terrible. Like, get out, please. I'm gonna ask the players for help. He's doing Christmas cracker jokes.
So our next maps are, hold up. So we have Blizzard World, Eichenwald, Hollywood Kings Row, and Numbani.
I'd like to see Numbani, because Numbani first point really doesn't favour the Goats comp, and would favour the kind of like cheesy, you know, Symmetra, Orisa, Bastion defences that you might see come out of EA. It does seem like DICE are very much favouring that sort of triple support, triple tank comp. But I think if you ask them to try and adjust to a different map style where they can't run that, they may falter. I'd be interested in seeing where they go when they're asked not to run the triple tank, triple support comp. See if they're able to run anything different. Seems like the the DICE. Actually, probably should tell DICE it's their map pick. They might not be aware.
They've called for 5 minutes break
Alright, grand.
as well, so
I
Yeah,
suppose I'll stick
do.
it onto the break side there.
did you hear about the guy who stole a Christmas advent calendar?
No, I didn't.
He got 25 days.
Oh,
Because there's 25 days on the calendar.
help! I'm being held hostage by a man telling me Christmas cracker jokes. Please call the guards.
Oh dear. There's a lot of these, my god. Armed to the teeth over here.
So it seems like both teams still deciding
Sorry,
whose
it's,
pick it is.
Sorry, it's dice to pick, isn't it?
Yeah.
Alright, King's Road is.
Ooh. You have to do the winter map on that.
Of course. Was this the one you wanted? What one were you saying you wanted?
Yeah, that's it. That's the most beautiful map in the entire game.
Are we ready? Or do we need more Christmas jokes? Send us your jokes in the chat. Come on. One more minute. Andy.
Mm-hmm.
Andy, what do you call an old snowman?
An old snowman. What a puddle.
Close water. What? Oh my God! What type of cars do elves drive?
I don't know, Jay. What's the drive?
Toyotas.
For God's sake. Here, I've
1
got
minute.
the list of Christmas jokes here. Who
probably
hides in
looking
a bakery at Christmas?
It's in a bakery. Don't know who hides in a bakery at Christmas.
A mince spy.
Oh,
They're so fucking bad. Oh. Welcome to the Irish Interfirms Gaming League, where we just tell each other Christmas cracker jokes.
I'm getting whispered jokes from people here. Hold on. Why does Santa have 3 gardens?
I don't know, why does he have 3 gardens?
So he can ho ho ho.
That's a bit of a weak one, I don't know.
Why did Santa's helpers see the doctor?
Why did they have to see the doctor?
Because he had low elf-esteem.
I was thinking it was going to be that horrible hepatitis breakout that you had at the Helper's factory.
Oh, this is pretty. I
Mm,
didn't even.
Initiating match.
nice little joke there from Gunny in the chat.
Where is this? Oh, my miss is a fridge. Can't wait to see her face light up when she opens it. I like that one. I think that's MVP worthy right there.
The IIGL Christmas cracker joke MVP. Make sure to vote in the chat there. Lovely little Christmas tree in the King's Row spawn here as well. Jesus, there's some giant baubles.
Ready for battle.
Impressive, are they?
Yeah.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Let's see, team comp wise, it's like EA going with the Drumcrats, so they're kind of identifying that DICE are not that great at pushing in a choke, and are going to try and take advantage of that by running the Junkrat. One thing as well, actually, DICE have not been running a D.Va, so they're not able to eat a lot of the spam that Attic and the Junkrat would be shooting out here. So that Junkrat pick, or that Roadhog pick from DICE, while he has been doing a fair bit of work, does mean that they're going to be hard pressed to push past this heavy spam coming in from EA. Yeah, looks like they're taking their time crossing
EA
this,
are not, they're not really they're not pushed up right in front of the choke like they would have been in Hanamura.
Yeah, and look, there's that Roadhog pick being paid off right there. The hook onto Soapwood, guaranteeing the kill instantly. Revelator again getting another hook there onto McDoodly Doodog, charging in from Hoax, but McDoodly Doodog does counter charge it.
The rest of DICE wasn't ready to follow up.
Looks like it's going to be quite the brawl on point here. McDoodly Doodog is discorded though. Does charge Zarya onto point though, but gets hooked again by Revelator, the DICE Hog. He's getting a lot of value here. Nero with a really cheeky res there. Does actually get the res off, but will trade her life for it. And McDoodly Doodog so close to the Earthshatter here. And oh, again, another tire into the bubbles. Earthshatter just coming out there from DICE from Hoax.
Ropesy
securing the kills. Ropesy will be absolutely fuming.
Absolutely. Maybe we can tear him up after this, and Ropesy can give some coaching.
Yeah, exactly.
Teach him the old hip fire rip tire.
Well, I mean, teach him how to kill Farah's as Junkrat. You know, that's a skill that I've only seen from the man Ropesy himself.
You can't teach that. I don't think. That's you either have that or you don't.
So again, Attic here on the Junkrat. Like, well, he's just used his tire and got nothing out of it. He does have 80% to another rip tire, so he's going to be getting another rip tire very quickly if he doesn't die. But unfortunately, he does get picked off by Revelator. Revelator has actually been providing a bunch of value to DICE, so I do see why they're running him over the D.Va here. His Roadhog seems to be quite valuable for his team, as they're getting a lot of picks just off his hooks and even just his right clicks, as you saw there onto Attic. Seems like EA kind of backing up forever here, like they're giving up all this space, but Earthshatter does come in from McDoodly Dog, a hard name to say very quickly there, but again, counter shatter from Hoax. Seems like the momentum is just in DICE's favour right here. Nero going for another cheeky res, and does manage to get it with her life intact this time, but McDoodly Dog is just res into 3 very angry large people, and it's not going to be very good for him. So it looks like that'd be the Streets phase completely over, with the payload barely stopping. Santa's Christmas presents are on the way to the end of King's Row here. Why does EA want to stop Christmas presents being sent anyway? What's in here?
That's a good question.
Yeah. I don't see anything suspicious in there. It does look like normal, proper Christmas presents to me, so seems like EA anti-Christmas? Question mark. Anyway, Attic does have the Junkrat tire up, so we could be seeing that, but again, he needs to watch for those Zarya bubbles. I'm just waiting for him to pull this out, but he's actually jumping on the point for some reason as the Junkrat. Not really sure why he decided to do that. And Graviton Surge coming out, Barrage coming out from Soapwood, but counter Lucio ult from the DICE Lucio to actually get that. Another hook there from Revelator. Revelator doing a huge amount of work on the Roadhog. I take back everything I said at the start there. Like, him on the Roadhog is way more valuable than the D.Va for DICE at the moment. Brass Eye can be seeing if they can contest, but looks like actually standing still there and not contesting, deciding to just give up on the point. And I don't think that Riptire that came out actually got any kills either. So a really, really good attack there from DICE. And EA just on the back foot constantly. They did make some swaps to try and counter the triple tank, triple support setup that DICE have, but it seems like they weren't able to coordinate their ults well enough and get value to those Riptires that you would want to actually counter the heavy tank comp from DICE. So let's see how they're going to be picking their defensive, how DICE will be picking their defensive setup here. Will they be sticking with the triple support, triple tank, or will they be going with something different? You do see Revelator on the Orisa, so you'll be seeing maybe something unusual here from them. Definitely, Revelator's Roadhog, as I said, is shown up to be one of the most valuable picks so far in tonight's matches. So I'd kind of like to see him stay on Nash, to be honest. I think maybe putting him on Orisa is a bit of a waste of talent. And actually,
If it's not
Dice-
broke, don't fix it, right?
yeah, exactly. Dice actually swapping completely off that triple tank, triple support, and going on to a 2-2-2 comp with Junkrat and McCree. So they're hoping to maybe do a bit of shield spam. It depends on how they play it. If the McCree is just going for picks, it might not actually work out, as you do have EA here with the Goats comp, the triple support, triple tank. They are going to be rushing straight at Dice
Is
here.
that
So
what they're trying to counter with the McCree, because it isn't Fen the Hammer?
yes,
Just
so Fan the
ridiculous.
Hammer now is buff, so it does a lot more damage, but it depends on how he plays it. If he's playing it just to get picks and just left click people, they're not going to be getting any value. You can see EA just rushing in here, burning down this Orisa. Orisa not going that low though. Does, as I say that, just get picked off. So that's EA with a really aggressive push here. Managing to get the picks where it matters. There's no main tank on the point, but nice res there onto Revelator on the Orisa. I'm not really sure that there's going to be enough DPS on point for the side of Dice, but we'll see. It looks like EA is kind of splitting up at the moment, which might be a mistake here. They really want to stay together in that Goats comp. You want to regroup here. Looks like they are regrouping onto the Reinhardt. Soapwood does get trapped here. Tyre going to come out, gets Soapwood, who is stuck in that trap with no bubble. The Dice Diva getting D-Mech there, but looks like it's going to be... Ooh. Lucio coming out there from EA. There's not a lot of damage. Oh, Trance almost keeping Revelator up, but it will be enough to keep the res up.
Yeah.
They're saying that Earthshadow comes out. This is a pretty chaotic fight overall. It's a bit hard to tell who's winning. EA does have the respawn advantage, so you are going to be seeing them coming back at a much faster rate than Dice can. I think that's probably going to be it for the Dice defense. Still a stronger defense than what EA had in the first round, so if they can maybe get back to their comfort pick of the triple support, triple tank, they might do a bit better here. So you don't really want to run an Orisa into the Goats triple support, triple tank comp, unless you have a lot of shield spam, which they do, but I'm not seeing them getting value out of it right now. Ooh, McDiddly Dong flying through the air there as the Reinhardt, taking a bit of a flight there. Let's see how they want to be taking it. You do have a Earthshadow coming up as well, so Graviton Surge. High Noon coming from behind, but does get Defense Matrix by Aperture Podge. Nicely played there from him. And it looks like McCree can be backing off and going back to his team. Lucio does come out with the beat. Earthshatter as well. That's probably going to be cleanup duty for the side of EA. So a huge momentum shift there from EA.
I mean, I think you were on the money with the with the McCree. He's just not getting anything.
Yeah, it's just the way he's playing it more than anything else. He's playing it to get solo picks, but against such a heavy tank comp from the side of Dice, or from the side of EA, sorry, you're not going to be getting those individual picks because there's just so much healing and health there.
Does he need to be like a bit more aggressive and just?
Yeah, he needs to just be with his Orisa, just right-clicking the hell out of the shield. Tyre coming out from somewhere. I think that's coming up on the right side. Going to get Attic, so that is the Brigitte down. That's a fair bit of the healing down for EA at the moment. But Dice's comp right now is kind of all over the place. They have an Orisa, they have a Ryan, they have a Zarya, and they're kind of lacking that pushing power. That being said, they do have the Bongo up, so that will get EA to back off for a bit as they wait for Attic to come back on Brigitte. So I got a case of the hiccups. I can take over here for a second.
I will take over with another Christmas joke.
Oh Jesus!
This will fix your hiccups, I promise. Why did Santa put a clock in his sleigh?
I don't know.
He wanted to see time fly.
Nice. So as we're telling a Christmas joke, they get two massive ults there. And charge coming in from McDiddly Dong, huge aggression there from himself. And it's only the Lucio. Ooh, McDiddly Dong getting the huge fire strike onto Lucio as well. nicely played with the aggression there from them. So similar enough times, if EA can cap this in this fight, there will be about 30 seconds difference between EA and DICE. Oh, but there, Revelator instantly getting a pick onto Ashik there with the Roadhog. That's what I'm saying, keep him on the Roadhog because he's getting so many good picks with that hook. He's not being contested in the way that you would want him to be. And Soapwood almost going off the map there too, but Revelator does get shattered and charged right into the center of the map there. And oh, boop there, Hoax going flying off the map. It's only the Zarya and Lucio on point for DICE. And speaking of that, Illuminator is off the map as well. The Nero for the side of EA is getting a huge amount of value with that Lucio, booping everyone off the map here. It's only the Roadhog and Reinhardt on the point for DICE. And speaking of that, Hoax actually off the map. Jeez, there is a pile of DICE bodies there on the floor below King's Row right now. Like, there's Lucio boops flying, there's Reinhardt charges flying as well. Everything's going off map. Roadhog hooks. People are just piling up down there. So it's 3 minutes and 8 seconds for EA to attack, and then 4 minutes 12 seconds for DICE to defend here. So it's almost like they're starting off on a fresh map. They have close enough to the default 4 minutes that you get. I like that DICE are swapping back to Revelator on the Roadhog. Definitely he's been getting a ton of value that he just wasn't getting on the Orisa. You can see they were just getting ran into by EA. Whereas the second that he went back to Hog, there were picks coming out straight away.
Attackers incoming.
Again, EA wants to stick with the GOATS comp that seemed to run pretty successfully for them on the attack here. But that was when they ran into an Orisa comp. Maybe it will be different if they see Revelator on the Roadhog with the other heavy tank comp from DICE here. So let's see how they want to be taking this attack. I want to see EA running in super quick here and just aggressing on one target.
I mean, it seems to be the playstyle that they favor anyway. Like, they just love being brawly and just straight in.
The issue was on Hanamura, you saw that they ran to the point, but while doing so, didn't actually get anything in it. Straight away, Revelator getting a pick on the Roadhog, getting a pick onto Lucio from the side of EA. And McDiddly Dog does get the enemy Reinhardt, but I think that'll be pretty much it for that attack from EA. Actually, EA getting 2 picks there, so if they can regroup fast enough, they should be able to get value out of this. But Nero jumping in super aggressively there and actually getting out, luckily enough. Soapwood bubbling him just in case he does get hooked by Revelator, the Roadhog here. Revelator throwing out a hook but not actually connecting with anything. So I think both teams now are regrouped. You do have the DICE Zenyatta coming off in the distance. But I think while they're waiting for both teams and Yatas, it will be enough time for both teams to have a full regroup here. So it's essentially a fresh fight. And again, another hook there from Revelator doesn't actually connect. Counter charges from... Oh, no, Graviton Surge coming out there from the DICE side. And that's just going to be an instant wipe there on EA. Let's see if DICE are going to stagger the D.Va. It looks like they won't be doing such a cruel thing. And you have the Brigitte ult up for DICE now. So each member of DICE has plus 100 health with the armor, and it's going to be really hard for the side of EA to break that. Looks like they're actually swapping over to a Junkrat, realizing that their strengths kind of lie more so in spamming out DICE than it does taking them on 1v1 in this tank v tank comp. So let's see. Brass Eye does have the Trance coming out. McDiddly Dong does have the Earth Shatter, so we could be seeing either of those coming out. Looks like Trance and Earth Shatter, but oof. I'm not sure if there was any value of that Earth Shatter from McDiddly Dog, as he did get shattered himself and his team did behind him. And again, DICE just showing up with really aggressive defense here. They are pushing in super aggro once they get a couple of members of DICE down, or of EA down. Holding at the choke now. Looks like they should be backing up, realizing that maybe not the best place to hold. Ashik does have a Riptire, but again, we've not been seeing great Riptires out of Ashik. He has been charging into Zarya bubbles with those Riptires. He's seen that the personal bubble of Zarya has been used, so maybe now is the time to send one in. Ideally, you want to take down maybe like the Reinhardt or one of the healers from the DICE side as the EA Junkrat. Looks like actually Graviton Surge is going to come out. Hopefully this will connect. We need that Riptire to come in and wipe a couple people here, but not sure where it's coming in from. We'll be getting the Reinhardt, so that's a really ideal pick for them. It's exactly what they want, but look at that Revelator from behind, whole hogging, flying through the air. Continue flying through the air as he's getting booped up by the Junkrat. No real clear winner here. Like, Graviton Surge coming out from the DICE side. EA does bomb to counter it. The Zarya getting picked off from the DICE side. Looks like, oh, Earthshadow bringing all members down, but trance to counter from EA. Huge trance from the side of Brasseye, and Lucia Beat as well, going to keep EA really healthy here. Earthshadow from a Diddly Doo Dog. That's a huge amount of ults coming out from the EA, but it seems like they are keeping it up. And Riptire for good measures. Let's see where this is going to be going. See if he's going to go into his Zarya bubble or not. Completely ignoring Zarya and just going straight to the DICE spawn, but going back and deciding to try and take the Brigitte. Seems like he takes
Reverse!
You have passed your destination. Please do a U-turn.
Turn around when possible.
So the issue with the EA side winning that fight is they used almost all their ults. The only ult they have up right now is the Graviton Surge, which is definitely a team fight winning ult, but it's a matter of when they use it and how they use it. And I haven't seen them getting great use out of them yet. And Ashik does go down to Hoax there. We need to use the Graviton Surge now before your team goes down. And Graviton Surge just come out from Soapwood, but there's not enough of the DICE side in it to get any value. And by the time he had used that Grav, most of his team was already dead to the Earthshatter from DICE. And it's going to be EA only pushing it barely through the choke there on the Streets phase of King's Row. And again, like I said, that's EA using too many ults at once. If they'd kept that Riptire and comboed with the Graviton Surge, they might have had a free team wipe and maybe been able to run straight through Streets phase without any contest. But their ult economy just isn't there. Whereas I think DICE has a bit of a stronger ult eco and is willing to let ults not be used all the time 24/7. Interestingly enough, you do have EA opting to go for possibly an Orisa Bastion defense, which I think might work against DICE. I think DICE are not particularly great at controlling the amount of spam that they take, and with this Orisa fair comp, you could be seeing them actually hold for first point. It really depends on how quickly DICE build the ultimates here on their attack. So let's see where EA want to be holding this with the Orisa Bastion. Looks like they're opting to go up to the top here. And actually Bastion has been buffed recently, so he does more damage at range as his spread is actually tighter the longer that you shoot your gun. So we're going to be seeing Attic spamming the hell out of the DICE shields here. You're seeing how DICE want to take this, knowing that there's a Bastion. Do they swap up their pathing or decide to go up behind them? And let's see, looks like they're just deciding to go on point right below the Bastion of EA, and I don't think EA had any idea of how to deal with this, because the Bastion is actually heavily line of sighted by DICE at the moment, but the shield of DICE is going down. You do have the Fair Mercy spamming them down. Brasseye actually dropping down though is getting very low.
Your Pharah can quite easily concussive shot them away from the wall so that your Bastion can get a few shots in.
Yeah, for sure. But the issue is the angle that DICE came in at meant that the Bastion didn't get as much value as you'd want. And it seems like DICE are going to be taking first point in a record time here, and with almost
DICE
no contest.
Responded exactly as they needed to.
Yeah, no, they like perfect pathing. Maybe against a better team, you might want to go up behind them, but oh no, McDiddly Doodog actually getting beamed down here by the Zarya. This huge amount of staggering going on from EA. I don't know if there will even be a fight. I think the cart is just going to walk in. I think Brasseye here on the Wrecking Ball going to touch, as well as Aperture Podge on the Moira, but that's going to be pretty much it for the EA defense. Bastion trying to do his best there to get a contest, and that's going to be DICE taking map 3, putting it to 2-1 to DICE. So it's only one map left, and DICE could possibly win this.
GG's all around in the chat. have to be careful not to hurt your wrist when you're swinging around there as Reinhardt.
Absolutely.
And Genji, don't get me started on Genji. I don't know how people don't fall off the chair.
So it's done.
Or snap their brittle wrists. Like.
Snap their brittle, malnourished wrists. They've been playing Overwatch for 7 days straight. We don't advise or condone that.
Absolutely not.
You should go to work or school or whatever they should do, and then play Overwatch afterwards. Yeah. So EA to pick.
Looks like EA might be swapping in someone here, getting one of their secret subs. Now it looks like Axe is just restarting the game, probably.
So we
So,
go. What
is that
we
maps? So what's the maps?
we do, do escort now. So Dorado, Junkertown, Rialto, Route 66, and Watchpoint Jabroni.
So again, I kind of want to see a map that's more favored to a dive type comp rather than a goats comp here. I think that's where EA has their best chance at the moment.
And no Lijiang Tower tonight, Andy. You're delighted, I suppose.
Missing out on the Lijiang Tower. I mean, we've seen so much of it in the raid skirmishes and the Dublin Games Festival that I think a break from Lijiang Tower is good.
Yeah.
Traveling to Dorado. Initiating the match.
So, Dorado, kind of a map where you can run the goats comp, but there is enough high ground where you can also run anti-goats comp.
No
Goats
surprise
again
to
being
see the Symmetra coming out.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing how they want to use the sim. Again, they full held dice on Hanamura with Symmetra Junkrat, so play to your strengths, like play to what you know works, and if it's Symmetra Junkrat, go for it. The issue is the Pharah pick might be a bit more dangerous for EA to deal with, as they don't have that single choke just to zone the Pharah out of with. So we're going to be seeing what they want to go with, but it looks like it might be Symmetra here from EA. Yeah, it looks like they are going to be running out of spawn with Symmetra here, and see where they want to be setting up those turrets.
Incoming in 30 seconds.
Be interested in seeing what their main tank pick is here. Brass Eye, not picked yet. See if they're going to go with more aggressive tank pick. Yeah, so you actually have McDiddly, Dudog, and Brass Eye swapping around, so you will have a Symmetra, a Zarya and a Reinhardt. So they're probably be wanting to hold pretty close here against the comp of dice. It's like Symmetra turrets coming out here. Let's see if they get any picks or any value whatsoever. But looks like dice actually going out of the opposite door and going completely underneath. This is a really aggressive play here from the side of dice. Let's see how EA reacts to it. Do they even know that dice is coming up straight behind them? It's like they finally noticed. The Pharah spam coming down, getting the Brigitte very low on the dice side. One important thing to note here is that while all this is happening, the payload is not actually moving, so DICE not getting much value out of this unless they have someone on the payload moving it the whole time. And it looks like they are going to be backing off to the payload, so they managed to scare EA off the high ground, but again, not sure that's really worth giving up all that ult charge for. Soapwood is almost at his Pharah ultimate. Oh no, Soapwood actually getting into a tight room with a Reinhardt there and being blown apart on the Pharah. So it's
not a good idea, ladies and gentlemen. Stay out of the room with the Reinhardt.
Yes, the man with the hammer is not friendly.
No, unless you know where the back door is, and then just head for it as fast as possible.
Oh, McDiddly Dudok actually getting picked off there. It's a really essential pick for DICE. Looks like Axe, Symmetra beaming, Symmetra turreting down the DICE Brigitte there. The Swedish character on the Swedish team being melted down. Looks like
Speaking of Sweden.
Yes, go on.
Why is it that all of the Swedish warships have got barcodes on them?
They've got barcodes on them.
Yeah. Do you know why?
No, why is that?
It's so you can Scandinavian.
Oh, Jesus.
Come on.
Oh, that's worse than the Christmas ones, honestly.
Anyway, back to Overwatch. So,
Yeah, so it seems like...
tested, making shit of everyone.
So, team kill there for EA, but again, they're using almost they used 5 ults in that fight to secure one team fight win. Whereas the side of DICE has 3 ults, 4 ults almost coming up here. So they do have the potential to snowball this way better than EA can at the moment. It depends on how EA build their fair barrage. If they can build it quick enough and kill off some essential targets like a healer, they should be able to win this team fight without much worry. And actually those Symmetra turrets doing a fair bit of damage there to the Brigitte on the side of DICE. Barrage is up for EA now, so you have the potential for them to take this team fight very easily, and you can see actually Soapwood setting up for the barrage here, and Zarya going down to that. You'll see the Brigitte getting very low, but not getting taken down.
Dodging the grab from Roadhog.
So it's 2 Reinhardts here and a dance of angry ballet hammers. Just by themselves hammering each other in the face. Trance has come out from the from the DICE Zenyatta here, and it's a lot of backing up here from the side of EA. This is where they're kind of struggling here. When they start losing that momentum, they start falling back, but it seems like DICE are so split up at the moment that the passive playstyle of EA isn't harming them so much. I'm not sure that Lucio beat was worth it, as there is only 3 people on the point, including the Lucio, for the side of DICE. And actually Graviton Surge coming out, Whole Hog as well. Counter Shatter to stop the Whole Hog though, and the Symmetra ult as well. So only 30 seconds left for DICE, and you do have the Graviton Surge and Fair Barrage combo from the side of EA. EA would have to massively fuck this up with ult eco to lose this. So no chance they do that, right, Jay?
Not a hope, man. It's this game is over.
Absolutely, no caster's curse here at all. So
just make sure you're
seeing. Yeah, so Graviton Surge coming out here, and yeah, it will be Soapwood and Zarya of EA just completely cleaning up the DICE attack here. So now it's up to DICE to defend really close. Like, they have to defend at that choke, otherwise they're going to be losing this, and it's going to go to 2-2 and go to a 5th map after this.
0-0. Switching sides.
Tense stuff. Yeah, definitely.
Initiating match.
I've got an entire seat here, Andy, but I'm only using the edge of it.
Yeah, myself, I am laid back as ever.
Some man for one man.
So I think what kind of defined that round was Soapwood on the Pharah was building the barrages quick enough that he could counter a lot of the ultimates that were coming out of EA, or out of DICE, sorry.
He seemed to just be getting ignored as well, you know, which is exactly what you want on a Pharah, just to be raining down free damage, like.
Exactly, that's the issue with the Roadhog over the D.Va, is the Pharah will be just getting a bunch of free damage. Unless the Roadhog can get some pretty nice hooks, which I wouldn't be surprised if Revelator could hook a Pharah out of the air.
It won't be his first time or his second probably doing it, like if he...
Yeah, exactly.
The anchor out of the air.
But you do have DICE going for a pretty interesting defense here. You actually have Hoax onto the Ashe here, the new character to Overwatch. Probably to counter Soapwood on the Pharah. I feel like if you lose, like DICE is just lost, you're focused on that Pharah who's been building barrages 24/7. Not so much on the tanks.
What's your favorite counter to the Pharah? Is it Ropesy Junkrat? Is it?
Oh, of course. Well, I mean, yeah. If you have Ropesy on the team, of course, just put him on the counter Pharah on the Junkrat. You know.
If you want a guaranteed counter, like.
Yeah, exactly. You know, Widowmaker. Why would you bother when you have Ropesy in the Junkrat? Like.
Exactly.
Soapwood here, trying to get a boot there onto the team. Oh, actually a May pick from Axe. That's interesting. So it's going to be walling off a fair bit of damage. It's actually kind of counterproductive to his team, to be honest. Like, you want to get the spam in. Walling them off there doesn't really do much for his team. It just means they have to rotate.
Push things so far, so...
This is true, it's true. And it's actually going to mean that if anyone is pushed up too far, they can be walled off individually and picked off. As the Orisa has happened right here. And yep, looks like he will be getting picked off by Soapwood. as is the Diva for Dice. So it's all falling apart for Dice at the moment. Is the unexpected May pick. I think they weren't prepared for at all. I think they were fully prepared for Soapwood and the Pharah, but the May pick has thrown them off a fair bit.
We've seen Axe on the May before. I'm pretty sure he's very, very comfortable on her. Very
Oh,
competent.
absolutely, yeah. And actually, Hoax can pick onto the Aperture Podge there, but Junkrat Tire could come out and change the speed of this completely. And yeah, both healers are down for EA at the moment, so if Dice can just sustain, they do have a good chance of holding this for now. If Diddly Dudok does get the pick onto Hoax, but I think there's enough picks on the Dice side of things to guarantee that they keep the defense here. And it's just Brass Eye and McDiddly Dudog on the attack here. Looks like they're going to want to have to regroup here and possibly just build for the Barrage and Graviton Surge combo.
Probably hung around too long there. Do you think they were just building ults, or should
I'd say they're
have
probably
let-
just building ults, to be honest. Like, there's no harm. If you knock out your ults, just beam down a tank or beam down
They've got
whoever's in
plenty
front
of
of you.
time. Get, farm ult, die, respawn.
Yeah, that being said, like 2 minutes can go pretty quickly. Like, if they don't get this ult combo worked out, say for example, if the Diva and Dice's side eats the Graviton Surge or eats the Fair Barrage, you could see them spending another 2 minutes just to build up those ultimates, and it could, by the time, be a lost game for EA. So it's all on how they use their ultimates here, and EA is not being shown that they have great ult eco. Brass Eye is setting up for the Graviton Surge at the moment. You do have Earthshadow possibly coming out from Diddly Dudog. There's the Earthshadow, but counter beat, and May ult coming out as well. Revelator getting grabbed. Oh, Graviton Surge. Where's the Barrage coming out? Barrage just coming out on the floor from Soapwood. That's 5 kills from Soapwood. EA going to be probably pushing this to a map 5. It's only Hoax and the Mercy here, just a Valking Mercy flying around the point, trying to do their best to pistol down this area.
Trying to delete this area.
But unfortunately, that's going to be
Holy.
all that Mercy can do. And it's EA taking it to a map 5. Jesus. So we're going to be here until Christmas, I think, at this rate.
Sweating over here. I don't know what to do with myself. I haven't seen this. Haven't seen this for play the game in a while. A Mercy.
No, I haven't seen a Mercy played for. I suppose it's probably the pistoling Mercy.
No,
Or
it's
not,
the
no.
it's the May ult and Barrage Mercy.
Yes.
Very hard to pull off, mind.
Mm.
Seeing as how you're Mercy and not
Yeah,
May.
not May or Barrage. Yeah. So what is the final map then? What's the map choice?
I think our final map was, unless I'm wrong, it's Ilias.
Okay. So we could be geez, if it's Ilios, then Revelator and the Roadhog. You do not want, if you're EA, you really don't want to be Ilios, because Revelation and the Roadhog is be hooking your entire team into that well.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Let me just. I'm pretty sure. I'll just confirm this with my colleague. Okay, we're gonna have a 1 minute break. How many jokes can we get in? 60 seconds.
Oh no. Alright, rapid fire, let's go.
No, they're not fond of Ilias. But it looks good. Okay, I'm not even gonna see if they're good or bad. I'm gonna vet them. I'm just gonna read them.
Right.
What is the snowman's favorite breakfast?
I don't know.
Come on, that's easy.
What, carrots? I have no idea.
Ice Krispies.
Ah, Jesus.
Why didn't the
Right.
skeleton go to the Christmas party?
The skeleton? No idea.
He had nobody to go with.
Ah, poor thing.
What says oh?
Something Santa without something. What is it?
Santa walking backwards.
Ah, damn it.
Who delivers presents to baby sharks at Christmas?
No idea.
Santa Jaws.
Jesus. Awful. Who delivers presents to lobsters at Christmas?
I don't know who delivers presents to lobsters at Christmas.
Santa Claus. But
Oh
spelt
my
with
God.
it. Spelt with
Oh,
it. Yeah, damn it, this is one that works over, like, speaking very
Yeah.
well.
Who delivers presents to kitten at Christmas?
Santa
you'll never get
Paws.
Oh. Oh dear. What did Adam say the day before Christmas?
I don't know.
It's Christmas Eve.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
See, because
He's
it's Eve is
yeah. These are
better have.
just terrible, man. Absolutely terrible. Like, this is what it's like when you don't vet for quality, man.
Oh. Anyone in the chat have any good jokes for us? Come on.
We're really running out of material now.
Your best Christmas joke. Your best dad joke.
Seems like EA are going for the ASSSSS there.
I mean, at some point, it's Blizzard's fault, isn't it? There's
Absolutely.
nothing we
To
can
allow
do about it.
such lewd words
If you're going
into
to
their game.
enable profanity, what can
Absolute
we
disgrace.
say?
Yeah.
I just hope we don't have any kids watching, Andy.
I think the moment they start listening to those awful Christmas jokes, they left,
They'll be drawing it on the walls now, and it'll be all our fault. Where did you learn that? It was the Irish Interforms game.
A bunch of angry mammies coming your way.
I'll be getting an email now tomorrow. I'll be getting a letter, yeah. So it looks like they're happy enough to go with Ilias.
So it's 2-2. I actually forgot to update the score there. This is the final map for tonight. This is the decider. Who's the better team, EA or DICE? I'm not gonna curse them, but I think if it goes to well, I think Revelation that Roadhog is gonna decide it going into the DICE favor. Oh yeah, it's not Ilios, so
Always. Okay.
Welcome to Oasis.
Not a bad map.
Initiating match.
I quite like it.
Again, as ever, I'm speaking from a Moira perspective.
Mhm.
As a professional Moira player. Best Moira in Ireland, in fact.
In your head, yep.
No, I'm pretty sure I am. Just I haven't got to top 500 because, teammates. Like,
Yeah. It's those ranked teammates, just keeping you down in
Oh man. I mean,
3,000 SR below top 500.
I'm out in front. I'm DPS and Reinhardt. I mean, what more can I do?
Ready for
Honestly, yeah, you're right. It really just is the terrible, terrible teammates you getting ranked, not enabling your amazing god tier Moira.
This is it. Team games, man. Always hold me back. So, who do you fancy?
We do have Revelator on the Roadhog, by the way. Nice pick again.
Naturally.
5,
But
4,
so it's,
I think my money is going to be on EA.
really.
Yeah, I think there seem to be just better brawlers, and there's going to be a Pharah up here on the left side.
The issue is though, if the brawl happens in this inside area, that Pharah's not going to be providing a lot of help to her team. I think if you're DICE right now, you want to just burn down the Reinhardt. As you can see, he doesn't actually have that much support. He only has a Zarya to keep him up. The Soldier and the Pharah are not going to be providing much value to him. You do have Axe set up here, Attic set up on the high ground with the Soldier. That's going to be the point capping. Oh, huge hook there from Revelator, sorry. Again, that guy on the Roadhog is providing so much value.
He's a revelation.
Yeah, he's an absolute revelation to DICE. Like, DICE, compared to last month's team, they are a completely different team. I would not be surprised if the DICE players have sneaked in, top 500 Roadhog here from Revelator. As there are plenty of Swedish Overwatch players with the skill to make it.
Zarya going downstairs with about 10 HP.
Oh, I didn't even see that. But yeah.
On the side of DICE. She's sneaking back up the stairs now. Maybe she picked up the health pack while she was down there.
So I think what EA are trying to do here is build up for their Pharah barrage, which they have almost got here. You do have Soapwood coming in from behind. Revelator trying to get the hook there. Soapwood actually taking out the DICE Zenyatta. The issue is they're spending so long getting these ults that if they don't pay off, They've wasted about 50% of their time here, and that's the barrage going to come in, but getting hooked instantly by Revelator there. Again, the guy on the Roadhog is providing so much value. You do have the point slowly going over to the favour of EA though, so while they may not have gotten the kills with the barrage, they did slowly burn down the DICE side. And look at that, EA has 5 ults. Do you think in the next 20 seconds they're going to use all 5 ults at the same time? I think they will. I think DICE are going to be the ones keeping their ults a bit more smart, and if DICE are DICE are going to play the smart, they will just go in with a dry fight and wait for EA to use every single ult. That's how I would play it, at least.
Just send one person. Just send in your Reinhardt to just eat 5 ultimates.
Exactly. So let's see if EA have learned to be a bit more patient with their ultimates or not here. Do you have Ashik with the Roadhog Riptire possibly? Possibly a Graviton Surge. Grav coming out. Riptire. Anything else as well? Let's see. Immediately do a Barrage coming out. McDiddly Dewdog has his Earth Shatter. Will he be keeping it? He will be keeping it. A great success there. Only using 3 ultimates to secure the fight. Now, to be fair to EA, like, that actually wasn't an over-ult or anything. I think comboing the Barrage with the Grav was fine. The Riptire was just to be sure, you know. You want to be sure that you actually get value as a Graviton Surge. It is possible that Soapwood on the Fair does get hooked out of the sky, but very aggressive push in here from the side of DICE. Actually, the Reinhardt getting slept here. Shatter does come in, gets the Brigitte. Graviton Surge going to connect with that though, but you can see the Zarya from DICE actually trapped there, just standing still, looking at the Graviton Surge people. Soapwood getting picks there. In the meanwhile, DICE getting a Earth Shatter onto the Mercy, I believe, which probably shouldn't have happened, as the Mercy did have a Fair to attach onto. And it's EA keeping most of the point control here at the moment.
Again, DICE, like, more or less just ignoring Farah, you know, not...
Which, as you can see, is not working into their favour at the moment, but... Oh, that Lucio Beast is going to turn the tide of this fight completely, as they do have only the Reinhardt and Mercy on the point for EA at the moment. They slowly got burnt down, and actually, McDiddly Don gets booped off the map there by the Lucio from DICE, sorry. And Ashik there trying to run off and keep himself alive on the Junkrat. He does have his Riptire, and you do have the Graviton Surge, so that's the round winning combo for EA. They just want to get that Graviton Surge and the Riptire, but you do need to you need to get 10% more ult charge there for the Graviton Surge. Graviton Surge is up now. Axe in a very aggressive position there, just waiting to see if he can get the DICE side grouped up. Again, ooh, Graviton Surge are going to come out. Tire as well. Let's see, it doesn't actually connect with anything. Only going to be weakening the side of DICE a little bit. Soapwood getting a pick onto the Hog. And actually Nero getting res there right in front of us. Ooh, Shatter comes out. This is a very hard fight to call. There's enough on point, but the Barrage from Soapwood going to be possibly getting something. No, looks like DICE will actually turn this back into their favour. Seems like despite all the ults used from the side of EA, it will be the first round going over into DICE's favour. Just not getting enough value out of their ults from EA. That's the name of the game for tonight, I think.
And the last barrage there just been completely blocked by the Reinhardt.
Absolutely, yeah. That's the issue, is when your Mercy's dead, you don't have the damage boost. You're not going to be able to burst down the shield as quickly as you'd want. Looks like Axe is actually going to go over to the... Ooh, swapping between Mei and Reaper. Not sure what they're deciding here. Actually, DICE swapping over to more of a dive comp here with the Soldier and the Pharah. I like that a lot. It's always nice to see a comp that isn't just triple tank, triple support, as it can be kind of brainless at times. So there's a fair Mercy battle coming on here from Soapwood versus Revelator. Revelator not showing us his Pharah yet, mostly just been playing the Hog and the Orisa. And see how he wants to be playing this. So it's a pretty chaotic brawl here, which may be favouring this style of play that EA prefer to have. McDiddly Dewdog actually getting a kill onto the DICE Winston. And I think, given how it appears to be going, Dice might be better off swapping back to their comfort pick of the triple support, triple tank. I'm not seeing that sort of level of coordinated play from Dice the moment that I saw when they had their triple tank, triple support camp. Actually, huge anti there from Nero.
Again, you're going to be at the mercy of Farah if you go 3 tanks, 3 support here, right?
Yeah, sure, but it means you can burst down the EA tanks a lot easier, and as you can see, even though they had the Soldier and the Diva, they weren't really dealing with the enemy Farah with Soapwood very well. He's already got 80% to his barrage. It's really up to Dice here to decide what target they want to go onto and dive it super hard, which I'm not seeing at the moment from them. Their tanks are playing very split, which is costing them a lot of these fights so far. So you do have the Winston, see where he wants to jump into. And if any ultimates are used, Barrage Grav is up for the side of EA at the moment. Winston going to just jump in solo, just trying to burn down that Mercy, and actually does get the kill into Mercy. Primal Rages, Soapwood coming out with the barrage here. Earthshatter as well to confirm that that barrage does actually get a kill onto Primal Winston. Graviton Surge coming out from the side of EA, and EA showing up very nicely here. Looks like managing not to use every ultimate in their playbook here. They kept their Mayolt, they kept their Valk, and they're going to have their Mayolt very shortly. So
It's almost like they can hear you.
Tis. It's interesting, you know. No sort of stream sniping stuff be going on here though for
No.
the EA side. You'd hope
Coincidence.
is an immediate disqualification, or so I believe. So again, Fair Barrage on the side of Dice is up, but the Visor is going to come out and take down Soapwood and Aperture Pod straight away. So that's 3 kills for the side of Dice instantly, just with 1 ult. I'm not even sure they need to use the barrage at this point.
A lot of breathing room for Dice now.
Yep, and that's Axe trying to keep himself alive with the May, but unfortunately can be going down. Thing is though, EA only have to win 1 fight to take this point. And all they have to do, like, this is where the EA strategy of build for 6 ults and use them all at the same time is actually going to pay off, because they only need to win that 1 fight, and then they win this round and bring it to the final round of the night, being tied at 1-1 here on Oasis. So let's see how they want to take this. They do have the Nano Boost as well, which can possibly go onto Attic to let him build up his Graviton Surge quicker. Barrage going to come out. Oh, Barrage was about to come out there from Revelator, but he actually gets killed with another barrage by Soapwood, and Mail can come out freezing the Winston here, but Winston being kept alive by his Mercy and Ana. It's like fight is happening all over the place here. Winston actually getting a pick onto Nero, the EA Ana here, and possibly killing Mercy, but actually Earthshatter's counter the Primal once again. McDiddly Doodog does love smashing the Winstons. It's like Winston
maybe third time's the charm
here.
will take down Winston.
This Winston is almost invincible at the moment, and it's hard to tell if this is going in EA's favour or not. Like, they're using a lot of ultimates, but they're not getting picks. There's finally the Winston going down, Axe freezing him into the ground, and giving him a bit of an icicle to the face. Diva Bomb can come out and see if that gets any value. Not going to actually connect with anyone. You have the Soldier from Dice almost at his visor here, and a Barrage could possibly come out from Dice as well. Looks like Shatter almost hitting onto the Soldier there. It looks like he'll just be hammering away at his face instead. Barrage potential to come up here from Dice. Let's see if they want to be using it. Graviton Surge just connect onto the Dice tanks. EA are cutting it really close at the moment. Soapwood on 20 health, no healers alive for him. It's really close to the wire here. It's Attic versus 2 people versus Moira and a Diva. I think that's going to be it. It's overtime now. Can anyone touch from the side of EA? It's going to be McDiddly Doodog on the hammer. He actually gets on the point. Can we get the res from Mercy? Will she be able to get anyone on the point? So it's going to be McDiddly Doodog swinging around trying to keep this point alive. Axe does have his mail, so there is potential to win this here. Axe just needs to use that ult, and the ult is going to come out, freezing nobody, unfortunately. Nero coming out to the point as well. Soapwood getting hit in the face by the Revelator for the side of Dice, and it's just Attic here, 30% on his ult, not going to have any chance against the side of Dice, and that's going to be Dice winning the overall series 3-2. Nicely played. That was a really intense fight at the end there, going both ways, and loads of ults coming out here. see Hoax with the visoring soldier, with the play of the game,
I've got you in my sights.
popping the Firmercy out of the sky here.
Them
That's it.
aimbots.
So that's quite a turnaround compared to what we saw previously when it was EA versus DICE. DICE really showing up big here, and now it's up to someone else other than EA to take them down. Could we see, maybe the Ericsson squad or the Blizzard squad take down the
I'm loving this,
powerhouse
yeah.
that
I'm
is
just loving the
that is DICE at the moment?
moves. Ericsson, yeah. EA coming through. You've some copyright infringement on your hands there, Andy.
Yeah, but nicely played.
Stuff, yeah. We'll have the ceremonial removing of the crowns from EA.
Be ripped off their heads, and they will be thrown out
Televised
into the
stuff.
streets, into the puddle, the official IIGL puddle of mud outside the IIGL HQ.
We're all EA now. Tom there.
Yeah, but some great games. Any
Fantastic. Thanks so much to our Swedish friends for staying up late. I hope that they don't get into too much trouble.
well, they did take the win, so I think it's worth it.
Oh yeah,
They
totally.
have a good reason to stay up late here, so.
Okay, I think that looks like that's going to be it. Those guys have got to get to bed, so we'll have no bonus boosting.
No bonus boosting. What a shame.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, that was great series matches, honestly. Like, probably the best ones that we've seen so far in terms of it being close. There was previously, I think, Ericsson and Blizzard was fairly close, but there was...
Played brilliantly. Very, very nice.
Yes,
high level
valiantly.
play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, Andy.
But I think this was the highest level play we've seen so far in the Irish Interfirms Gaming League. Both teams making adjustments where they need to, and EA coming out with some interesting strats with the Symmetra, the Junkrat. But I think DICE's triple tank, triple support, just overall was too strong for EA to deal with. And then, of course, that last round was just a chaotic brawl that somehow ended up in DICE's favour. But some nice attempts at the last second recontest from EA, I think.
I mean, I'll say it again. I think like the soldier came out for DICE, and that was the end of Farah, and that was GG.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think that's a wrap.
Yeah.
A wrap, Andy.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
wrapping paper.
Yep, you did make that joke at the very start.
It's funny because it's a callback, It's like
Jesus.
a callback to earlier, but anyway.
I'm free. Dobby is free from the Christmas cracker jokes. Jesus Christ.
The plugs, Lemsip. This very cold, harsh, bitter time of year. You may find yourself feeling under the weather. If that happens, have some Lemsip because it'll fix you. It's great stuff. And then what you can do is you can head down to the pub and tell all your friends about it while you have a pint of Guinness. Lovely, lovely Guinness, which of course has all of the vitamins A, B, C, all the way to L, I believe. Iron, all the good stuff to protect you from the elements. Andy, have you anything?
Yeah. If you are an Irish Overwatch player, do join the IIGL Discord and look at their invites section. You can join the High Rank Irish Players Discord. If you're an Irish Overwatch player, we are pushing for the World Cup this year, or this next year.
How are we doing on that? Do we know yet?
No, there will be a website coming up in the next couple of weeks that I'm working on, so
Giggity.
we'll have some sign-ups available for that, and I'll make an announcement in the various Discords and Twitters and such. But yeah, so if you're an Irish Overwatch player, do check out the IIGL Discord and see their invite section. You'll see an invite to the High Rank Irish Overwatch Players Discord, and join us. We're a great bunch of lads. We play pugs every week, and we even teach people like Jay. We help out the special Moira players of the world.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's it for me. Anything from yourself?
No, I was no, that's it. I was just going to mention about the coaching.
Hmm.
That's all. You covered it. So I think that's it. I think we're good. Thanks very much, anybody watching.
Yeah, lovely.
And yeah, as Andy said, if you look in our Discord, you will see a handy Discord invites channel. So if you happen to be brand new to the Irish esports scene, there's links in there for kind of all of the different organizations, I suppose, that are running. We have the Collegiate League. We have, of course, Andy's on Discord, the High Rank Irish, the Overwatch players raid. And that's it. If you're running something and you want an invite in there to your Discord, Jesus, do give us a shout.
Sure.
I think that's it. GG.
Lovely.
Good night and God bless. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Yeah. We'll be seeing you again in the new year then, I suppose, with
Yes,
some
yes.
more
Fulham
IIGL
next
matches.
year. Yeah. We will be campaigning heavily for more teams in the new year, and hopefully big things. Hopefully a proper tournament.
Brilliant.
But we'll see. We'll see.
Lovely. I'll stick on lo-fi hip hop and do a sign off there. So
Sweet. Thanks very much, Andy.
cheers.